Hello. Say something, Dom. Go on.
Hello.
Hopefully people can hear us. say yes, you can hear us. If you can hear us, because it'd be really good to know. Because I've just set this up now, so I just need to know. Ah.
Hello. 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 Hello.
And obviously, when I say hear us, both of us. Sweet.
Bit of a delay. Yeah, they have said that, Thomas.
I'm sorry. He won't say yes. It's a trick. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Let's go full screen here as well. Lose all that off the side. There we go. Can you mute Dom, please? Well, I can do a collection on that.
Why are we being like this?
Yeah. Actually, speaking of
Why?
Mr. Gavin, we're going to have a game at the weekend.
Who? You and Gavin?
Yeah, we are.
Oh wow.
Yes, he's popping over.
Good luck.
He's bringing his super list with him. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, anyway, welcome everyone to the stream. Sorry, last week went off. Unfortunately, my work commitments got in the way royally last week, so we kind of missed out on a few bits and pieces. And so I do apologise for that.
And we all had to suffer.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everybody.
I dragged Dom down with me, but you know what?
You get used to it.
I felt good about it. I felt good about it. It's fine. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. As ever, I'm Tom, and I'm joined by my wonderful friend and
Me, Tom.
him, that person who's actually over here now. I have to point this way now. I've got used to pointing the other way. So yeah. Well, so Dom, what's on your hobby table tonight?
Well, Tom, I'm sure if you've heard of this, but some new Necron models have been released quite recently.
Oh.
So I am currently making those bad boys up.
I mean, just going to raise this up. I mean, I'm not working on anything new either. Oh, wait, it's the other half of that.
Again?
No, I'm not doing Grey Knights again tonight. No. I've got these things sitting here. I've got to make these models because my Templars need the reinforcements because it's the only way I'm going to beat you.
More Templars.
Just more Templars. I figured if I flood the field with more Templars, maybe more than legally allowed in a 2,000-point game, that might help as well. That's my theory.
Fair enough. Yeah, so as I said, there's a slight delay on the chat, but what is everyone else working on tonight?
Indeedy. Good to know. Hope it's not too long. Is it a big delay or is it gone?
I think it's a few seconds, a bit longer than normal, but you know, it doesn't matter because we're all here together and we're all hobbying.
And we're all drinking.
We're all drinking.
Good.
Some knowingly, some unknowingly.
Ah. Oh, yeah. Hey, look at that.
Nice.
Got some good stuff going on. I'd like to see this, yes.
Cool beans. Sounds very good.
Better start putting together some of these models, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's
Hello,
got
underdog.
little Necron on the base. Little Necron. See, look, he's just right there. I'm looking forward to putting him on the base.
Nice.
Crushed underfoot. As they should be. Hello, underdog painting.
Crushed underfoot. I think you'll find, Sonny, the Necrons are going to be the #1 threat in this new release.
No, #1 death pile.
For at least 2 months.
Tonight. Well, we had our first on-camera game, didn't we, Dom? Yesterday.
We have recorded our first battle report together, Thomas.
Wasn't too many dice rolls, but that's mainly because of time constraints. But hopefully, it still all comes out in the wash. It's a good game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very fun, Thomas. It was very fun. Yeah, I definitely recommend people watching it. I'm not just plugging it, but it was a very exciting game, I think.
Yes. No, it was really good to have a proper game, and actually I can fully endorse the new match play rules. I really enjoyed them. I felt they had a bit more balance. Well, once you've learnt them, I think you need to learn them a little bit.
Thank you. Mr. Blue, there is a good chance that you will beat me on doing 5 Chaos Marines at this point because I am currently gluing Necrons. So, yes. To be fair, my Chaos Marines are getting there. I have been painting them. But I tell you what, this is a hobby-based bit of news. A couple of weeks ago, I ordered some new paintbrushes. And I got some from Army Painter. And look, what's going on here?
Oh no, Vicky's just got
The
that
metal
set
bit-
as well, actually.
The metal's broken on it, so I'm going to have to glue it back into place, which I'm not particularly happy with because I don't mistreat my paintbrushes that much. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying to be honest. First time I've had that on a brand new brush.
It is a bit annoying, actually. Must admit, I was quite surprised. So, Vicky just picked up that. Was that the 3 brush set?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicky just picked that one up as well. Hopefully, she doesn't have the same experience.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a one-off, but I'm not particularly best pleased.
I mean, I haven't used Army paintbrushes for quite some time, to be fair.
Well, generally they're not too bad in my opinion.
I mean, to be honest, as long as you pay a reasonable amount for a brush, I think you can normally get away with it. I'm actually saying to Vicky we're going to try some brush soap out, actually, because I want to try and save some of my other brushes. Yes, Sam, they do. I mean, many people shake with fear when Dom enters the room, but for many different reasons.
Well, talking about paintbrushes, because obviously it's one of our main things. What has anyone got any tips on paintbrushes?
Tips, I like
How
it.
to look after them? Because at the moment, I know Tom doesn't look after his brushes.
Oh, now, come on. Come on now.
They look like paintbrushes that have been recovered from Chernobyl.
Now, that's just unfair. And untrue, Mr. Richards.
But is it? It's not though, is it, Tom? It's not fair at all. It's very factual.
Now, Dom, I'm going to just mention something. I know you don't play your PC games much anymore, but did you see the news about the new Darktide game for Warhammer 40k?
I did.
What do you think of it?
I think it looks okay.
Ah. Could I possibly maybe tempt you to actually have a game of it, perhaps?
Look,
At some point.
I had to retire because I'm that much of an ace gamer. Okay? After all the tournaments I had to go to in South Korea, it burnt me out.
Burnt you out.
Yeah, all the sponsorship ruined me.
I mean, I must admit, the tournaments isn't actually exactly untrue. I mean, we have played in tournaments for games before at certain gaming events a long time ago. Oh,
yeah.
The old early day I-series at Newbury Racecourse. Remember them?
Yeah.
Remember you getting your little certificate for your Cossacks game, didn't you?
Second place.
Yeah. Wasn't it? Who was that chap that was? It Squire Muldoon, wasn't it? I think that was the chap. I think he still works for them, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Rubbing alcohol. My bum is rubbing alcohol. It's just any alcohol. Sam's covered in alcohol.
Sam just he does drink a lot of alcohol. I don't know about rubbing it on brushes. I mean, I think he'd view it as a waste. That's just my opinion, though.
All right, so Gavin's also not had much luck with Army.
That doesn't sound good, mate. That'll teach you from branching away from using Citadel stuff, won't it? Yeah.
Well, I often will try a new paintbrush. I don't necessarily feel myself particularly loyal to Games Workshop paintbrushes, and they're not bad, and they're not amazing. They're just normal brushes, in my opinion. I mean, we've got Underdog Painting, if he's still in the chat. He obviously must know about paintbrushes.
Oh, I mean, with a name like that. Oh, but Daryl only uses Army Painter, so that's there we go. This is all getting controversial now. We're going to kick off a massive fight about paintbrushes in chat.
Yeah, it's like a normal heresy thing. It's going to be, in fact, paintbrushes.
Well, as long as you don't mention Star Wars. All right.
At some point, that's going to become.
I've had to warn you about this, okay? Don't want you to get carried away again. Some people that weren't in chat last time got very upset with your conversation. Well, in fact, it was our conversation. I think it was our general talk about films that other people may not quite enjoy as much as maybe we do.
Yeah, there's a fair few films, each their own. I mean, Star Wars is quite a complex story that some people may not get, unfortunately. But you know, can't all be connoisseurs of these
connoisseurs. I have got a blockage in my paint, not my paint, my glue, which is actually a bit irritating. Just got to find something thin enough to.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom. What I tend to use in my plastic glue dispenser is, you know, the little SIM card removers you get when you get a new phone.
I wish I knew. I wish I had one handy. If I'm totally honest, but I don't.
You might have to go and buy a new
phone, and with a new SIM card. Yeah. No, I think I'm all right. I will find something. There'll be something around here somewhere that I've overlooked somewhere. You'd think I'd have something like, you know, that thin, doing all this modelling stuff I do. I mean, but apparently I have a oh, I found a very old keychain actually. Oh, look at that. You know, Trench Rats one.
Oh,
with the picture of me in my airsofting days.
Oh. Young Tom.
Yeah, I remember those days, young Tom. Oh, that's when I could actually move without my back dislocating itself or something.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, Tom, have you mentioned what happened to your phone straight after you did that? I think we did that on last stream, didn't we?
Let's not talk about the issues I have with technology. Mainly phones.
There's a reason I tend to do most of the tech for the channel. Let's put it that way.
I got a brand new case for it. I don't know why anyone
was that. Oh yeah, but wait a minute. Why did you get that case again?
Because it looks cool.
Ah, yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if it was maybe because something happened to your phone before you got the case.
Well, no, we're not opening the phone, but we're not opening the case. But there is a phone inside. Now, how many pieces that phone may be in is a completely
That's all right, mate. I understand. So, some of us aren't blessed with the ability to tech.
What do you use for dry brushing, Mr. Blue? Drop some models.
I've heard like makeup brushes and stuff are quite good for dry brushing. I've seen some interesting
videos.
What
I do. I picked up this brush. Pinched it from my daughter, which I think she pinched it from my wife. But it is a makeup brush here. It's not more of a spongy thing. It's quite good for weathering, that you can just kind of drag it and it takes a bit of
Yeah, I saw a video a few weeks ago actually of someone doing something very similar, but with a very large one actually, which I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah, see the cheap brushes. Also, I've got a believe it or not, a shaving brush.
Oh right.
Which is for dusting models, because it's very fine and it's quite nice just to dust them rather than you know.
I'm actually having a nightmare with this glue. I must admit, this isn't very fun to watch me struggling with the glue pot for about 2 hours or so. What? I don't understand. Help me, Dominic.
No, you are beyond help. By yourself, mate.
Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna mod this piece of dowel into a fine point. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna use some clippers. I can't believe I normally have like a pin or a needle or something knocking about.
Real. I'll tell you what. With my my super glue, if I've got like this super glue here, for instance, other super glue is obviously available. But the Loctite.
Oh yeah, I've got
a little bottle like that. Eventually, the top of this will slowly get shorter and shorter and shorter as it gets clogged up, and I have to keep clipping this off. And yeah, it's not good. I'm not a big fan of these, but everyone needs a bit of super glue, don't they?
Indeed. Even I have super glue. I know, I'm not the biggest fan of using it.
Yeah, it's all blue tack of you, isn't it?
You just no. That is someone else you're thinking of, I think. He knows who he is if he's in chat. 1 second. Oh, that was interesting.
So, Tom.
Yes.
Are you still there? Or okay.
Oh yeah, I'm still on my headset. Don't worry, I'm just moved to the part of the room.
What did you learn from 9th edition? our game last night? Because
Um,
last night's game, like we've both had a bit of fun game trying to learn the basic rules, and I've had a narrative game, and this one was a bit more of a serious kind of relatively competitive, using the secondary objectives and following the
yeah,
proper match play layout. And what was your favourite or the most interesting aspect you thought of the game?
I actually really like the secondary objectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually, well, obviously because we've only played one game, but I feel like they can actually really they can really make a difference to the way maybe you build your army.
Yes.
Um, you're not going to be. I think meta is going to be quite interesting with ninth. Mainly because I'm not so sure you can. I don't. Well, I mean, obviously people probably will eventually come to certain conclusions about certain units, obviously, but I feel there's going to be. I think there might be a bit more choice about what you can and can't do.
Mhm.
That's my opinion because I think you'll be able to sort of pick and choose certain objectives, and it might change the way your army actually plays. Um,
Yes.
Quite considerably in
Yeah.
some ways, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of what I took away from it, and I think ball control is quite important.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah. Um, yeah. No, I'd completely agree that I think the secondary objectives now are very interesting because it's quite good. You can personalize your objectives, obviously, and you can play a different army style. So, like we're talking about yesterday, Tom,
Hmm.
you don't necessarily have to be the most combative army
No,
to be scoring points. So you
no,
don't have to go toe to toe
100%.
with Space Marine army to be able to be scoring secondaries relatively quickly.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Um, oh, this is getting quite embarrassing now.
So, people who are just joining the stream tonight, Tom has a complete inability to operate a glue bottle,
It's just
um,
started to come out now. There we go.
and I'm
Jesus.
making some fiddly Necrons at the moment.
I'm rather nervous about this now because it's one of those blockages. It feels like it's not quite there, and I feel like if I squeeze it too hard, it's just going to go bang, and I'll be like, ah, that
All over
mod
my face.
that model is ruined.
So I believe the before the stream we had someone in chat. They might have gone now. Who's just getting into the hobby.
Hmm.
I don't know if she or he, whoever is still there.
Depends if they've been active in chat. It might not show you.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they are. But I think it's a very interesting time, really, to get into the hobby. I know a couple of people are just getting back into it, rediscovering it. So everyone's kind of on a level playing field at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's a perfect opportunity to get into the hobby. Might not be, in my opinion, as newbie friendly game
No.
wise as 8th edition started off, but I think it's definitely a better game than 8th.
I think with the terrain rules and features, I think they make the game a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a clear kind of oh, you're over there, you don't get any benefit for being in that trench system or whatever. I personally like that because it was a bit silly in the previous in 8th edition where you weren't getting certain benefits for being or also it just makes things like combat armors able to move across the board without getting blasted off in about 2 seconds. Which is quite an important thing. I mean, we didn't actually play with any obscuring terrain, actually, did we? In the end,
No.
no.
Yeah, I think once again, also, like I say, it's our first game, so I think maybe most of the rules are there. Maybe different interpretation that eventually will all kind of accumulate into what people are going to expect from games. I think.
I mean, it's about getting the hang of it, really, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
As with any edition, it takes a little bit of getting used to. But I must admit, I'm quite excited for it. I'm actually looking forward to trying out, doing a tournament at some point when we can actually get back and play some.
Yeah. If hopefully Daryl's still in the chat and we can get to that meta.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. Well,
Yeah.
Interesting to see what points level they decide to sort of settle at.
Yes, definitely.
I'm I mean, I imagine it will probably be 2,000. I think.
Yeah.
On the grounds that obviously, I mean, you did that list and you had that massive points increase off that list that you created in the 8th codex. It was like 200 extra points, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So we had the game planned, and made my army on Battlescribe, and I was like, it's on 8th that I'll get my little Excel spreadsheet out and have a look and adapt it to 9th. And literally that night, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah.
That it was like, oh, the 9th edition rules have come up. So, oh, cool, download them. And then, boop, 200 point increase in my Chaos Army. I was like, well, that's pleasant.
You definitely get obviously a little bit less than what you would have had it previously. I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing though. I think it's there to try and make gains a little bit quicker in some ways, but also maybe just so they can adjust points down or up more accordingly in the future, which is fair enough.
I think it's a very interesting change, as in you think that Games Workshop, who are the sole supplier of these models, would want you to have more models.
Yeah.
But in fact, what they're doing is they're limiting your models for the gameplay rather than necessarily chuck more models on the board. It'll be fun. They're kind of go, whoa. Actually, if you want to have a good game and a good time, let's actually take some models off this board and make the board a little bit smaller.
See that they want you to play at 3,000 points.
Yeah.
I mean, you and me won't have a problem with that, to be fair. So.
Yeah, let's do it, Tom.
Well, we know we're going to do this Apocalypse game very soon now, aren't we? It's on the boards.
Yeah. So, people in the chat, what experience do you have so far of 9th?
So anyone played a game?
Hopefully, some people might have been lucky enough to.
I hope so. It's definitely become a bit more possible now. So.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, little arm.
What part of your kit are you making up, Dom?
I'm making the Overlord at the moment.
Ah, yeah, I'm doing my captain at the moment. Everyone likes to take a Space Marine captain.
Oh, nice, Peter. What are you playing? Your first game of 9th edition.
Ah, there we go. Oh, fair enough. That's good. That's probably a really good starting place, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I must tell you, actually, these models, the detail is brilliant.
Especially for snap fit as well. I think it's actually
exactly
really good. Obviously, we're waiting on another set to arrive because we ordered one each, didn't we, Dom?
Yeah, and I'm doing some trading as well, Tom, so I'm getting another split as well.
Yes, I think my additional characters, obviously I was going to give some to Daryl who's in chat, but I think as he's got his own set now, I'm probably going to gift a few of the models over to Vicky now, so she can expand her Crimson Fists out. Although she's a little bit overcome with the Cornate Legions at the moment.
Yeah.
Been working on some cultists and some... oh no. She might be watching. I don't know if she is. She was wondering about.
Scully. That's Scully.
Yeah. She's got Khan, some Berserkers, and some. She got a few Chaos Marines off you the other day. She was very happy about that. I don't know if she contacted you or not.
She did. And that's Mulder.
Sorry, Vicky. Okay, Vicky just told me to stop talking about it. It was all positive though. It's all positive.
So Mulder and Scully are two Cornate Lords of War.
No, you shouldn't call them that. Sorry.
Be a case for Mulder and Scully.
Have you decided on a name for your knight, by the way, yet?
I've got a few suggestions. I'm working on it.
I did see a few.
Yeah.
So you're going to go with Castor Troy? I mean, it does kind of combine a lot of your favourite pastimes. I mean, Nicolas Cage is one of your all-time favourite actors, so...
He is actually one of my favourite actors.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit of a genius, Tom, actually, to be honest. genius. He's made some bad moves, but I think they're just financial moves, and we're not going to badmouth a fine actor. Won't have it, Thomas.
Oh,
Will not stand for this.
I'm quite a fan of Mr. Cage, to be fair. I mean, just not on the same level that you are.
Yeah, good. Anyone else playing any 9th edition?
So everyone's given up. We're going to find out everyone's actually quit, and we're like, it's a very different opinion.
New starter boxes. Oh, do you mean the ones with like the pop-up boxy terrain thing?
Well, so they got 3 levels, haven't they? They've got the elite, command, and recruit options.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Peter, before I make a proper judgment, I want to see the contents of each one. I mean, the fact is, obviously, I think I would imagine the first set that come out, which is obviously these ones, is probably, as it looks like, contains essentially a lot of the models that you get with this set. So I would actually argue that maybe they're not going to be that impressive to people that may have already got the box set, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah. That's kind of my feeling on it anyway.
Yeah, I think the new box set, we've all been quite spoiled now. Hello, Andy. With
Hi, Andy.
this new box set that's been revealed by GW, it's like, as we can all agree, this new box set, although the price might be a bit high for some people, I think it's a very good quality box, and the models are absolutely amazing. I just think that the starter boxes that are now releasing, that we're just saying the free boxes, maybe a bit too soon. It might sound silly, but if you've suddenly got these amazing models and you're just looking at them, you're like, oh, I just get warriors in that one, or I just get the destroyers. It would have been quite nice if they released something else in those boxes to make you more, make it more appealing.
I think that's fair.
Just my thoughts, anyway. Yeah, so I kind of agree with you, Peter, that it is a little bit lackluster. They should have really put another selling point in those boxes. You might be able to get something else, maybe the little Space Marine go-kart or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the moment, yeah, I'm not overly impressed. I think maybe it was a bit too soon releasing that.
I mean, it's also, I mean, yeah, I think it's also quite interesting that they decided to do the 2 factions that were inside the starter set, actually. I think they would have been better to do a faction that wasn't in the starter set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like something that was coming out soon. It's like a little teaser.
Renegade? God.
Well, we all know what happened to them. I'm so sorry.
Send it.
Yeah, like I said, yeah. I think some people, I think it will be. I suspect maybe a lot of people that didn't want the whole big box set probably maybe quite like it, maybe. But
I mean, yeah, it's a bit for everyone. Yeah, John, you're right. If like I said, like sometimes the price might be a bit much for some people, and so the start box is a good start for them. And if you want to bolster your bike squad, currently, unless you go on to eBay and you spend a fortune on there, or you have to get another whole box, that's a good way of expanding out. I mean, at some point, ooh, fancy. They will obviously release the.
Damn, that looks so good. Gonna get some chains for these guys, I think. Need to get some new shoulder pad markings as well, because there are nothing in the. Well, there's no new bits in it, unfortunately.
Put a point there. I think new boxes are good towards getting new players in exactly the same style as the AOS one. Yeah, and I think, like Peter said earlier as well, that they are a little bit like the old Dark Imperium ones, where they had the Plague Marines, the cardboard terrain, and a few Primaris Marines. So obviously it must be a format that must work. They're not going to do something over and over again if it doesn't work.
Well, actually, Peter said they were lackluster in comparison to the Dark Imperium box set.
Oh, right, okay. Well, no, my apologies. There is definitely some similarities between Dark Imperium cardboard pop-up terrain and the new ones.
I think it's one of those things. I think we have to wait and see what the other sets are like. Yeah, that's fairly true point. I mean, there's some similarities between some of the models, definitely. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much true of the Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Doesn't one come with the codex as well? I thought. Not the codex. Maybe the rule book, perhaps. I don't know. Because I thought I saw. I might be imagining slightly.
I don't know. I'll have to look in a minute.
I need a head. Here's my head.
Oh yeah, we had a look at the book that actually came with it as well, didn't we, Tom?
Oh yes. By the way, anyone who's playing match play, 100% should. I haven't got mine handy. I'm sorry, mate, it's in my bag still. Definitely pick the tournament pack up if you're playing match play games. 100%. It cuts down.
That's really, really good little book, actually.
I think I think we worked out you could pretty much play a game without the main rule book, can't you? Bar some rules. So I think that's pretty much what we found.
Some great features in there. Definitely recommend that. Yeah, we're all very positive about 9th edition, I think, so far. A few little differences.
I think it'd be interesting to see how it plays in one of our big games. Really? I'm quite interested to see how it plays in comparison. Because obviously we're planning an Apocalypse game in soon. We're just trying to, and obviously we'll be playing with just standard rules, won't we? So
yeah. Oh yeah, the Gladiator.
Well, you see, obviously Dom's heard my opinion on this. I think obviously the gradual replacement of standard Marines. I know they haven't said they're going to do it officially or anything like that because the amount of flack they would take for it at the moment would be incredible. But I think once they've got a lot of the replacement units done, I think you're going to see a very gradual wind down of any of the old Marine kits, which I think is, personally, I'm not bothered about it now. So because I'm seeing they're actually replacing all the key units quite effectively with similar units. So I do think there should be some more variation of the tanks because I'm not a huge fan of the hover mechanic. I'd like to see some tracked vehicles again, but they are Space Marines, I suppose.
Well, I'm not generally known for sticking up for Space Marines because they're lapdogs of the False Emperor. But I do think it's a bit of a shame. Like, obviously, we know where it's going. We know eventually old Marines are going to be completely fliffed out. But when it comes to armies such as Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, the characters are just going to go because you're not going to have tiny little Sanguinial Guard. You're going to have to replace them at some point with Primaris Sanguinial Guard, and I do think it's a bit of a shame.
I mean, we can only hope that maybe they will come up with more variation for actual chapter units.
Yeah, I'm sure they will in the long run. I just think there's going to be this awkward time where your codex will go from massive to maybe a slightly thinned down, and you're going to have some sort of...
I mean, I'm not completely adverse to that, as you can understand, because I think it is the bloat in that codex now is incredible.
Well, you've got gladiators now. You're going to have to put them somewhere. 3 different variants. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, Daryl, you see that they are going to be replacing them at some point. A bit like Death Watch as well. You can include Primaris in the squads there, but it is the way that it's going to be going.
Yes.
And at some point, you guys are going to go the same way as Renegades and Heretics. Yeah.
We have a
bit. I wasn't going to bring him up tonight.
We have a bitter man in chat.
No, Andy, you're right. And by the time it does happen, Andy, all those Marine players are going to be pretty hench because the size of their codex will be ginormous. And
I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the shots of the current with the new one. It does look huge. The binding on it.
Does it actually say how many pages it's going to be?
No, but I mean, it's going to be, obviously they're adding more units to this, to this already before it's even released, so it's going to be big.
Yeah. And you get your servitor as well to carry it around.
Servitor.
Got a mount on the back. Bring your codex out. Gurgling noises through all his pipes.
Yeah, I think it'll be longer than a couple of years. Actually, personally, I think there's a good. Really? I think there'll be 3 or 4 years
I don't.
You don't? You think it'll be quicker? Really?
I think it'll be quicker. It'll be a lot quicker.
Games
Workshop.
Yeah, I'm not going to
criticise them because they do a lot of good stuff. Unfortunately, the rate of releases they're doing Space Marines at the moment is something they're going to have to address quite soon. Because every time they release something for an army, they then do something for Marines.
This is very true.
And it's just, it's ridiculous. Because I had a conversation earlier with my colleague, and we're talking about, like, he's just getting into the hobby, and already his books are going to be out there. And I was like, well, it happens all the time. But of course, he plays a form of Space Marines. He's also got several books. If you played Necrons, just saying, beginning of 8th, you have a codex. Towards the end of 8th, you get supplement with one unit in it. I mean, and I play Chaos, so I'm used to having a few books, right? But Space Marine players,
a few books and no units.
yeah. 4 books is my general at the moment. But like as a Space Marine player, Tom, like
2 to 3.
You know,
2 to 3, mainly 2.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty good for you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm for the amount of units we have, I think it's really good. To be fair.
Yeah.
I just, if I'm taking honest, I'm kind of pro Primaris. Heresy Dominic, that's his name.
Yeah, no, I just think it's an issue that Games Workshop really needs to address with Space Marines. And I'm not having a moan saying they got all the good stuff. I'm just saying there's this massive backlog, and it's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm one of the people that actually is quite. I mean, I know a lot of my Templar brethren are not. I think some people don't like the Primaris. But in my opinion, I think you got to look at the Primaris as to what it actually is, and it's a size increase for Marines to bring them into lore. You know, I think the size of a Primaris right now is what they envisioned a Marine should look like in comparison to other units. That's essentially what it is, and you know, ultimately we're being duped by a size increase on Marines with different fancy names. But essentially, it's this: you're going to have the same codex at the end of it with the same units in it with different names. So, and I think that's I think it's just to bring them into a kind of a lore-esque upgrade, you know, because you know Marines are supposed to be powerful beings, and that's kind of what you're getting. So.
Yeah, I completely agree with that statement. I think you know, scaling up Marines is something they've slowly been doing, and it's like they just suddenly put it on Nitro there, and it's just zoomed out. But yeah, no, I completely agree. They needed to be upsized. I just kind of hope the transition is going to be quite smooth.
Plus, they're easy to paint.
Yeah, like Andy said, yeah, I think everyone, like especially Space Marine players, were very shocked when it first happened, and quite, you know, maybe a little bit salty that suddenly their favoured armies were, you know, suddenly almost becoming redundant. But as the range has expanded, the detail on these models and the range is now getting huge. And if you want a Primaris only army, with ease, you don't even have to think about it. In fact, it's probably almost the other way now. Wouldn't you agree that if you didn't want to have any Primaris, it's a bit more challenging?
Well, you have to start thinking about how you want to build that list as well with a non-Primaris army, because you know, ultimately, I still think the best troop choice probably is Intercessors. I think because of their durability. You know, I mean, taking attack squads is, well, I mean, you know, they're all right, I suppose. Good evening, Kieran.
Hello,
Welcome
Kieran.
to the chat. Thank you for joining us.
We're currently talking about Space Marines and the current release with GW. Yeah, so, you know, taking it back home to the Chaos stuff, I probably would be a bit miffed initially if they were to Primarisify Chaos Space Marines.
I mean, technically, they are doing it in certain ways, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're just making the models a bit better, because the old ones are.
I mean, if you take like Nurgle, for instance, Plague Marines, obviously they're a little bit bigger because they've been infected with Nurgle. And I like that idea though, because it means they do get a bit of different style to just making them bigger. You know, they're getting like they've been corrupted with Chaos powers kind of look.
And you'll have like, at some point we'll have New Possessed, which I'm sure are pretty good. Andy, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I was saying a little bit earlier that.
Well, yes, Peter, Crusader squads. I do like Crusader squads. However, I'm hoping for some Primaris Crusader squads. If I'm totally honest, where we actually get Marines as neophytes.
Nice. Yeah, more Imperial pawns. Sad times. But there's a lot of nice models coming out, and yeah, I just think the new codex is going to be mongo.
Because I must admit, I would love to see some Crusader Squad based Primaris. I think that would be pretty good.
Oh man, those new Vanguard, are they
Yeah.
Vanguard? What, the veterans?
Yeah, assault intercessors.
Yeah, they are. Well, all the new models that have released in this
I mean,
box
look
are
at this
beautiful.
guy. Look at this guy. Fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I'm working on my Overlord at the moment. Hang on, let me. Almost finished him. Oh, pretty cool. Love this model. So much more detail. What is everyone else working on in the chat? People have just joined us. What are you working on tonight? Yeah, Death Guard stuff.
It's like that. There's obviously a New York model floating about as well. So, do you know what? I reckon that's an Orc boy, by the way.
Oh, do you?
I reckon it's an Orc boy.
You think they've upsized them? You think they're Primaris?
No. I actually think they have. That's I bet. I'm almost willing to bet on that. Because I think that would be quite a cool thing to do, and that would really breathe life into the Orc range. Especially if that was like the size of the smallest one, like this is an Orc boy. Because well, you look at Thraka and you think about the size of him. He's the size of a dreadnought, so you kind of have to work back from there, don't you?
New Death Guard stuff.
Yeah, that's man. I honestly I reckon that's my prediction. It's Orc boys.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all. Or maybe just a brand new troop choice, or maybe for Orcs. Who knows?
That's perfectly feasible.
Because you used to have things like, you've got R boys, Scar boys, all that stuff.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some variation on them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Death Guard 9. Some of the stuff would be pretty cool for Death Guard, I think. Death Guard, and actually, I know Gavin's still in the chat, but I do think Thousand Suns need something else, to be honest. I think their range was a little bit limited. It'd be quite nice if they got a little bit of love somewhere down the line, maybe a bit with a new vehicle or something would be quite cool. Time marble dress. Green body paint. All over. Right.
Who have we got next? We've got the Primaris Chaplain next.
Oh, sorry, Adam. We will be doing some film reviews in a bit.
He said in-depth film reviews.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. Well, some more Demon Prince models, actually. They're looking for Dave. Well, film reviews. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Have you watched? I don't know I can't remember if we talked about this last week. Tell me in chat if we did. Anyone watched Old Guard on Netflix?
I think it might have been mentioned briefly.
Oh, okay. If that case, we'll move on. We'll pick another film.
Although I might have actually been thinking about a conversation I had with Adam. So.
Oh, right. Okay, so Gavin did. Thousand Suns and Emo, no more. Smiting. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, Kieran. So, Adam, what are you thinking of Old Guard so far on Netflix? Speaking to you in depth about this.
Well, actually, I think it's terrible.
If anyone else has seen it.
Haven't watched Norseman myself.
I watched some of it. I wasn't overly thrilled. Maybe something I've got to persevere with and watch a bit more. I've recently gone back to watching Man Down on Channel 4. Brilliant. Absolutely love Man Down.
Is that Greg Davis?
Yeah, Greg Davis.
Yeah, is that
yeah,
one?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
brilliant.
with
I've watched it before, but I've just started watching it again with Rick
what
Mel.
Rick Mel, yeah, that was I remember. I haven't actually watched it, but I have watched sort of you get the scenes pop up. I think the one with the pet, was it the pet gerbil or rabbit or
Hamster.
hamster?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that was
hamster,
just like,
yeah.
oh my god, why would you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. He was already dead.
He's wet himself.
Yeah. Yeah, Kieran. Yeah, you're right. It's easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Sexy beast. Well,
Yeah.
he calls them all the same, doesn't he? Magnificent beast,
Yeah.
doesn't he? So.
Yeah, quick. I'd love to see him live. Actually, I think it'd be.
Yeah,
really
I don't
good.
think he's not done one down here, has he? I'm aware.
I don't know. I don't know if he has or hasn't. To be honest,
So
I've seen
the one guy I was a bit devastated I missed was actual original D Hunter the other year.
Yeah.
I wanted to get tickets to see him, but unfortunately they sold out.
Back of my mum's head. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back again. But yeah, some good stand-ups. I do like Greg Davis. He is funny.
I must admit, Tom, I got a little confession. I've never actually been to a live stand-up.
Oh, haven't you, Tom?
I've never been to a live stand-up actually.
You need to come along. Next time's a good one, Tom. We'll go along together.
Which I'm actually I'm very surprised I haven't, because I do like my comedy. So.
Yeah. One of the best ones I saw was.
Henning.
Sean
Yeah,
Lock.
Henning's. He's quite amusing. It's very German sense of humour,
nice.
obviously. G3.
Sonic.
If he's on any order.
Adam's off to see Jimmy Carr. Nice. I do. I think Jimmy Carr's a bit of a marmite, but I do quite like him. He is quite good.
See, I quite like what's her damn name? I've forgotten her name now. The Canadian woman. It'll come to me in a minute. It's gone out of my mind. Where's this gone? Very crude. Well, Jimmy Carr? No. What are you on about? Catherine Ryan. That's the one. Thank you, Kieran. It's just dropped down my head. I quite like Catherine Ryan.
I thought you were talking about Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. Sean Locke's not too bad.
Mate, Sean Locke. I saw him Tunbridge Wells. I think my wife gets embarrassed when she takes me because I was literally like falling over. I was laughing too hard. I'd love to see Mickey Flanagan as well. I think he'd be brilliant.
And if I tell you, I'd actually still like to see Ricky Gervais personally.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some pretty cutting edge humour sometimes. I mean, his last one, Humanity, that was some of that was actually quite challenging to listen to.
Oh, was it? I might. No, I have. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
It was the bit about the baby. That was the. It's like,
Yeah.
oh God, how are you saying these things? And sort of, And I think it was the nut allergy as well, where he'd rather dying with Hitler or have than a person with a nut allergy. I thought, oh my God, it's just like, oh.
Gervais. Oh, these warriors look like they could be a bit of a pain to put together. Gore's Reapers or Gore's Flayers? What are people thinking?
Did you want the rules for these, William?
Well, that would be helpful.
Because I actually I forgot, John. That's the one bit I forgot to give you.
Oh, you can all witness now how he sabotages me on the channel. Go with the new rules. Just make what you like.
I've actually. Do you know what's even worse? Is I actually sent them to Sam. I've got them here because I've already taken pictures of them. I'll just send them over. One moment, sir.
Unbelievable.
Hope he's still not watching.
Set him up. Oh.
There you go, mate. They're on their way to you.
Kieran, I think now is time for Necrons. Necrons are going to be on the rise, definitely. Just because I think they're a very solid force. Had solid bits before, and now they've also get a bit of a boost. And I think they'll go the same way as Death Guard. They're pretty brilliant.
No. I said actually, I must be Andy. I would be surprised if the Judicar was an HQ. He does seem more of an elite. He's more of an enforcer. I wouldn't call it. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
But then it is Battlescribe. They're not perfect. So.
Don't listen. They are. Oh, so who's downloaded the Games Workshop app?
Oh, yeah.
And who has paid for the Games Workshop app, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm just gonna make everyone feel comfortable. I have paid for it. I wouldn't actually necessarily say it was fully worth it right now, but it actually came in very useful for me last night when I was playing. Oh, I should have sent to the. Oh, okay. Luckily, they've just gone to my friend, but. Although I think you're making out that I should have done a cruel joke, which would have been quite amusing as well.
Sure.
No, I mean maybe I did. Maybe I changed them slightly before I sent them.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
But
I'm
yes,
now
John,
checking.
I'll bear that in mind for next time.
And I have nothing. He hasn't sent me anything.
Haven't I? Yes, I have.
No, you have not.
I can. Well, on my screen it's showing I've sent them. I mean, if you haven't received them, I'm very sorry. There you go.
Hmm.
If I'm totally honest, the thing I liked about the app that when having had a game last night was the fact that I don't have the Iron Hands Codex supplement, and I wanted to try Iron Hands out for my Red Scorpions because they don't have a direct chapter, and I was able to look up all the stuff I needed, stratagem wise, and all that kind of stuff quite easily. Because a lot of people have been moaning about there's no filters or anything like that, but the search function is actually really good. And yeah, literally, if you put in Iron Hands, it came up with everything that I wanted to use. So that's my comment on that. Admittedly, I don't actually think it's worth the 3 or 4. Was it 4.99? I think it's 4.99, isn't it? Or 3.99. I don't think it's worth 3.99 just yet. I think unless they put the actual game rules in there as a quick reference, I don't think they're going to get a lot of traction with it, to be honest. And that was supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I don't think the search is actually as good as you make out, Tom. To be
Oh,
honest.
really? I didn't have too
I
much
think
problem
they
last night.
need to, well, you obviously get it up, but it depends how broad your search is going to be.
I mean, to be honest, I was only looking for
I think
keywords.
they really need
Yeah.
to filter it. I think there should be
Oh,
some
no, I completely agree. They need to put it in. I don't deny that. I just managed to find what I was looking for last night, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was top drawer.
Yeah,
Top drawer, no.
yeah. I had to search for a couple of things, and you're like, oh god, here we go. Scroll. But if you went, Black Templar, Warlord trait.
They came up fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
exactly.
I wasn't using Black Templar Warlord traits. I mean, that would be weird because I was playing Iron Hands.
Yeah. I'm going to play my Red Scorpions as Black Templars.
Okay, this sprue is absolutely loaded. I don't understand why sometimes they just don't put stuff in order sometimes. You know when you're looking for something on a sprue and it's just like, where is it? There it is. Jesus.
I'll tell you what, these scarabs, the one-piece model, are actually pretty detailed, to be honest. They're pretty cool little kits.
Oh, nice. Oh, they're only one piece?
Yeah, it's one piece. I like them. How does he know? Andy, where are you? I didn't break it that much, to be honest. I broke it a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit broken. It's not too badly broken. He's a bit fiddly. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. How did you break your one, Andy?
Evil designers. Indeed.
I'll tell you what, but some of these kits are quite fiddly.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
The wrist snapped. Oh, right, yeah, that's not good. No, my one's okay. I did accidentally break the like the neck supports that come up. Out of frustration, I just cut them with a knife in the end. I'm like, but I mean, it looks quite cool. The phasma of the Necrons. I quite like it.
Where'd that go? No, no. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. I thought that was going to be one of those moments where you cut something and it's like, ping! Where'd that end up? And it's like down the hallway, round a corner of a door you weren't in, the room you weren't even in. How'd that get over here?
The murder kegs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to making them. I was just looking at their instructions a second ago. I think they're quite cool little models, actually.
Are you sure you're allowed to use them, Dom?
Yes, I am.
I mean, I'm not convinced. I think I maybe should take it away. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but...
Oh, actually, while we're in the chat, I'm going to be starting a Necron series, a bit like the 83rd Warhost reinforcements. So if anyone would like to watch that, I will be recording it soon. And hopefully we can see my Necron force become a big old apocalypse army.
When is your next game you're going to have, Dom? Is it going to be us, or you got another one planned?
I haven't got another one planned.
So we should get one in the diary then, shouldn't we? Really?
Should do, mate. We will. I will
maybe during an actual weekend this time.
Yes, that might be.
As much as I enjoyed that game last night, I when I got home I was like, oh, it's 10 past midnight.
Andy, I'm just going to load them up standard, to be honest. I was just looking at the rules, and they haven't seemed a bit short range, in my opinion. I have got some transports, but I'm not necessarily wanting to transport my warriors. I'd rather transport things like Lich Guard, to be honest. So at this point, they're just going to be foot soldiers that move up the battlefield. What about yourself? Have you got a hankering for those short-range bad boys? Do.
Oh, go on, in you go. I've only managed to make 3 models so far, Dom.
Have you? Well, I've made 1. Oh, well, technically, I've got scarabs. I made 2.
Saltec, I think.
Yeah, I'm probably at this point still going to stick with Mithrit until I see some other bits, but we'll wait and see what actually happens. Because I'm a fan of my Mithrit. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you, Andy, from getting like 20 Necron warriors with 1 lot of guns, and then 20 Necron warriors with another lot of guns.
I mean, those boxes are still available to order, aren't they? Until the 31st, I think, wasn't it?
Win-win. Everyone's a winner.
That's when the scalpers will come back. Once it's all been
lurking in their caves,
made out of the Indomitus box sets.
So what are you going to play against the... I'm guessing Gavin's going to take his Thousand Suns.
Yes, I thought an appropriate force would be Black Templars, actually.
I was thinking the same.
I mean, hopefully Gavin's not in chat still. I don't know. Oh, it was 8 AM this morning for made to order. Ah, fair enough. I mean, I think they've probably made a fortune somehow.
Yes. Yeah, I'd be very interested to see what the figures are actually compared to Dark Imperium.
Well, I mean, obviously we can only go by what Goblin Gaming did. I think they had 300 allocated for pre-order, and they sold out in 15 minutes. I mean, if you just take that as a rough guesstimate for a lot of the stores, I mean, you're talking a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is, when 8th edition came out, 40k wasn't half as popular as it is now.
No.
Because I think everyone was a bit sour still about 7th. It got a bit top heavy, I think.
The old destroyer weapons.
Yeah, and I think obviously 8th has brought a lot of people back. A lot of new players have also come into the hobby. And so you look at the standard models in 9 at the moment, the new box is wow.
Well, it's just head and tails above anything I remember.
Hmm.
I must be actually with Kieran's comment there. I mean, I think towards the end of 7th, I was getting a little bit tired of certain antics that were going on with certain armies. You got a little bit kind of, oh, you've bought 3 Wraith Knights, or you've bought 3 of these, or you've bought 3 of these, and you're like, it was definitely the rule of 3 in the last edition, in 7th edition. I personally think.
Hello, be serious.
Hello.
Yeah, Kieran. I mean, I think anyone can say in this hobby that you probably spend more time hobbying than you do actually playing. So yeah, it's all good, and everyone's on the same. Everyone's roughly about the same place, I think.
Where has this guy's head gone? There it is. Ugh.
Arrow.
I'm trying to think. Obviously, I think I started. It must have been 4th or 5th edition. I started playing with you, Dom. I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when we started playing against each other.
I think it might have been 5th. I think.
Maybe, yeah.
I remember, obviously, I think I had Sisters of Battle to start with, and Guard. Did a bit of Guard as well. Yeah, bloody orcs, tank masters.
If I can work out when you first started playing, or when you started playing each other.
It would have been. I think it was definitely at your very first studio flat.
Yes.
That's when I first picked up. Cause I don't think I played it when I was at college with you. So.
I would say
that was a long time ago.
It might have been 4th edition.
Do you know what? I think you might be right, because Black Templars was the 4th edition codex as well, wasn't it? And I think I picked it up roughly around then.
Yeah, so it might have been 4th edition.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Got a 3rd editioner. Obviously, you played a lot more before me then as well, I presume. So.
Yeah. So I first got into the hobby back in 2nd edition.
Yeah.
And yeah, on and off, and yeah. Since then, wasted all my money.
Vorhammer. Should have had a look at that before I started doing this.
I tell you what, the instructions aren't too bad at this point.
No.
I mean, I am making scarabs.
I was going to say you're finding that one piece and then gluing it on a base. I'm
not gluing them on the base. I've got a base still, so I'm not gluing them on. I'm just placing them gently on the base until it's all ready to go. I don't want to be.
You and me work in very different styles.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I don't want to be faffing about with brushes trying to get them under the scarabs. So they're happily sitting on the base for now.
Well, they're all push fit at the moment anyway, so it's not that end of the world, really, is it?
No, it's not. No, not at all.
Aha, there he is. Come here.
Yeah, Kieran, I mean, Chaos is the better side to go to.
I mean, I'm not convinced by that comment. I'd almost say that that's just utter crap. Too many of these bloody Chaos players. Oh wait, I play.
Death Guard have some very nice models.
I mean, I do have Death Guard as well. I mean, well, there's not a lot of armies I don't have, to be fair.
Yeah, might be all these comments.
Some people say
I think it's important that you kind of go between the factions in particular, so Chaos. I think most people will have a Chaos army and an Imperial army.
I'm very glad I did my Death Guard. and my Night
Maybe
Lords.
the army.
Ooh. Come on. Ah, there we go. Right, so Judikar. Big old sword.
Yeah, I quite like the sisters. Actually, I'll tell you what, Tom. We started following because we've got the same Instagram.
Yes.
We've started following Peachy,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and he's got some very nice sisters.
I haven't checked his
battle.
stuff out actually.
Not just really nice sisters. He's got some really nice sisters. Sisters of battle. And really does some relevance.
Need to be more careful with your words, Dominic.
Yeah, Renegades and Heretics. They'll be back, Mr. Blue. Don't you worry.
I actually think they will be. I'm fairly confident they will be as well. Personally, I think they would be missing a trick not to have a heretic-based army.
I also help because I have commissioned my friend who's done my Renegades and Heretics to paint some bits which he's just finishing. So I'd be a bit miffed. We're still going to play them on the channel anyway, Mr. Blue. Don't worry.
We'll work our way around it.
Well, they'll be in legend status, and they weren't really competitive as they currently were. So
legend is quite a strong word. I mean, I didn't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my elite army through the wash of new pointage and see how much that is increased. Because I've purposely not bought Death Guard for a while for this exact reason, because I'm not quite sure where I want to take them yet.
Yeah, they are such nice models. I've got several spots.
I really love my my Terminators, the Blight Lord. I think they're fantastic. They're horrible to paint, but they're fantastic. G21 and 22, eh?
Yeah, Stuka. They are both very nice armies. I've always been tempted to Space Wolves. I just didn't like the paint scheme. And I did Flesh Terrors back in the day, which
you did.
Blood Angel.
Your little drop pod army.
My drop pod army. It was great fun.
I've still got sit drop pods. I still haven't tried them out for a while. Maybe I'll try against Gavin this weekend. A drop pod army.
I think we can predict how that's going to go.
Right, that's it. I'm doing it now. Why do you make me do these things? You know I have to prove you wrong.
Yeah, and then you come back to me like a little kid. You're like, I'm sorry, it didn't work out well for me.
At least I try.
Yes.
Don't get pigeonholed into the same list every time. God, blimey. Wind me up. Admit I should do that probably more for tournaments.
Yeah.
21 and 22.
Yeah, Spooker, yeah, definitely. I think the grey is a lot better than the 40k look. Space Wolves. Baby blue.
Yeah, my Blight Lords took me 3 or 4 months to do. Mainly because I had a big old break. No more cultists. What do you mean no more cultists? Have they lost cultists?
Kind of lost cultists. It's the only thing that kept me going.
Well, God, that would, especially with like 100 cultists, that would break your spirit, wouldn't it?
Right.
Always tempted to write that letter to GW. I have a friend who likes cultists. I think we should get rid of him.
Yeah, cultists are very expensive now. It's
too expensive. Okay, fair enough.
Andy, I know you're trying to make me go down the path of moaning about chaos point costs. And I will really go down that walk to talk about them. Because well, Kieran, I've recently finished painting my Chaos Knight Tyrant. which is up here with my other knights.
It's one haloed in light.
Yeah. Oh, it's on our Instagram page at the moment, and I love painting and modelling that. I was kind of, when I purchased it, I was like, this is going to be my last night. And that army is now officially complete. But now I'm like, now I could get another one.
This is bad for your dreadnoughts, Dom.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the thing. If you can, I haven't even played. I've got my war dogs there. I haven't played them either, and I think it's one of those things that I've just really enjoyed converting and painting them. Thank you very much. Really proud of it stand out.
Yeah, even I liked it, Dom.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
don't normally like his models, really. So,
no, it doesn't even look at them.
Bit questionable sometimes.
I used to look at them when we first got together and we were doing a channel and stuff. No,
it
doesn't even acknowledge me.
Just come over and tip his table over when I come in. Now, what's all this?
Yeah. Start again.
That was the terrain for the game we were playing. 2 red. Ooh.
Nah, not red enough.
Don't upset him. He's very precious about his colours.
I've got so many scarabs. I didn't think I had this many.
Didn't you have like 6 with it or something?
Yeah, those. Oh, it's so hard to make, Tom.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll say I'm on my 5th model now.
All right. Well, I'm on my 5th. I'm just going to complete my 6th.
Yep. But what are you doing?
What's everyone else working on? Has anyone completed any models during this chat?
Come on, don't look.
Kieran, if you're on Instagram, just tag us in it at Black Toe Studios, and we'll come have a look. Or we're on Facebook as well.
We'll have a Discord thing up shortly as well. Actually,
yeah, we're working on Discord as well at the moment. So we are many ways to communicate with us. Yeah, cool. Those who are that way inclined, feel free to leave us a review on Facebook. That'd be much appreciated. Because at the moment, the only person that's left us a review in the last several years is my sister-in-law and Tom's fiance. So it would be almost like myself and Tom leaving us a review.
You'll be like, please, can you leave a review for us, please? We need some.
Yeah. So if you would love to leave a nice review, unless it's 5 stars, don't bother. But that'd be great.
Do you know what we have to do, Dom? If we get the Discord up, we'll have to maybe invite like a guest star from someone from chat onto the actual live.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
I was just thinking about that. What do people think about that? If we were to invite one of you guys to come on and actually chat with us while we do some hobby, I thought it'd be quite an interesting idea.
Check that. After it does make it.
Obviously, if you want to, we wouldn't force you. Just go on, chat.
Mentioned you in a post. Oh, I'm gonna follow back. Yes, I'm gonna follow back. Kieran, that is very nice. I like that a lot. If that is yours, now you're taking credit for someone else's model, Kieran. No, it's very nice, mate. Very nice indeed.
But yeah, maybe we'll give that a go.
Yeah, we can invite people on. That'd be good fun, and get to see some of your lovely faces.
He says definitely his. Don't worry.
I was only teasing, of course it'd be yours.
I think we're about 15 minutes from time, by the way, Dom.
Okay. Well,
You're
I've enjoyed it today. I
yes.
hope everyone else has. And if you have worked on some hobby stuff and you've completed anything while watching us, well done for not being distracted. And yeah, feel free, like Kieran's done, and just tag us in there because honestly, we love to see what you guys
We
have been
do.
working on while you've been listening, because we really enjoy doing these live streams, get a nice chat with you guys, and get some hobby done.
So yeah, we'll have to think about. I think a couple of people come on just for a talk. You don't necessarily have to come on camera, by the way. I'm not too fussed about that. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Because I understand some people don't like to show their face on the internet, which is perfectly acceptable. But yeah, it'd be quite interesting to maybe work with, have a chat with you, find out what you're like with your hobby and stuff. Maybe not for the whole stream, maybe for like half an hour or something.
Yeah, have a
Quite
little
cool.
window, and
Yeah,
we kick you out.
kick you out.
Use you and kick you out onto the sidewalk.
Yes, on Discord, Peter. Yeah, we're just setting Discord up at the moment. I just made it a channel so we can actually get a bit of engagement from people because I mean I use it a lot for my gaming and stuff. So I thought I'd make us a Black Toe Studio channel, which I'm just setting up at the moment and getting a few bits and pieces on it. Do what the cool kids do.
We Scarabase. I'm Scarabase. I don't know.
And I'll get a chat together so that people can.
Yeah, out of here.
Oh, Mr.
Oh,
Blue.
got nothing.
Got that Games Workshop meme every time. It's like when that one guy says yes at the end. What if we get out?
And Mr. Blue, after this, I'm going to go and paint some Chaos Marines. After
Right, so that will be enough of that construction for the moment. So I'm just going to sit and have a little chat now because that's actually going quite well. I'm looking forward to getting these painted actually. Do like that Justicar actually. Really do. It's quite the old. I think he'd make an awesome Emperor's Champion actually.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got possibility.
Might have a crack with the second one I get and do a little conversion.
Yeah, yeah. I'm quite happy with the conversion possibilities of the Necrons, to be honest, because a lot of their joints are kind of quite easy to manipulate. But I'm not 100% sure on how well the Marines will be.
I must admit, I think the problem with the Marine kits, from what I can see, is the arm positions. Because obviously they've been set up in a certain way, so that I think they're set on the model. I mean, the Justicar, for example, his arm's got a massive right angle bend in it, so I'd have to make an alteration to that. So that could be quite interesting. But we'll see. You know, it could be quite inventive, us hobbyists. I forgot I had this for you as well, Dom. This thing.
Oh yeah, see, I'm giving my models away everywhere, aren't I?
Some Intercessors.
My cupboard of grey is slowly getting better. I've got a few Death Guard bits in there. Half a knight.
He needs a point. Yeah, it does need. Yeah, you're right, John. He does need a pointy sword. So.
Oh, it's a flat blade at the top, isn't it?
I mean, I am fairly confident that in the next release, when they redo the Codex supplements, I think Templars will get one. I think. Because I think they'll want to redo the Emperor's Champion and various other little Templar-esque units, I think.
I think the second founding, etc., will definitely be seeing a bit of love.
I think you'll see maybe Pedro Cantor, I reckon, will get a model.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd be very surprised if he didn't.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that Helbricht might. I mean, he's quite an old chap now. So we'll have to see on that one.
Got his hands cut off by a Necron, didn't he?
It's very awkward for him.
Well, I imagine it would be if you've got no hands. Yeah, Flesh Terrors too. I'm not sure Seth would volunteer to getting Primaricified.
He'd have to go somewhere near Imperial Authority then, wouldn't he?
Well, he's very much against it, I think, at the moment. Well, I think the law at the moment, he's not as fierce as he was. But yeah, Dark Angel should.
Oh well, I mean Peter, I don't know. I quite like. If you're talking, are you talking about Hell's Reach novel? I presume you are. I quite like Grimoldus in that. He had kind of a. When it was when he first obviously got up, became the chaplain. I don't know. Hellbrick, on the other hand, I don't know. He was kind of like a more of a back note to that story anyway. Really.
Yeah, it was all about Grimoldus, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a pretty good one actually.
I mean, the fact is, we can say what you want about Grimoldus, but he had an entire chapel fall on him, and he got up and went, oh dear, that hurt a bit. I'm all right, mate. Time to get back to work.
That's tank. Yeah, it is very good actually.
Yeah.
But the thing is, after reading it and going on to Audible, I'm like, I've already read it. I don't know if I want to.
Oh, it's worth a listen, mate. It's worth a listen.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it is. Yeah, but you can also listen to it on YouTube anyway because they've done the animated thing, haven't they?
Oh, okay. It's a personal dislike, Peter. Sorry, I mean that's a very different thing.
Have we had this conversation before with Peter about his dislikes of people?
So careful, I have to get onto the YouTubers in a minute. That'd be bad.
Oh no!
I'm leaving it all. I'm leaving it. Don't worry. I'm not.
Just leave me like, I can't comment.
There's just one guy.
A few controversial people out there, isn't there?
Yeah. No, I think. Like I said, I think for us, I think that's best left at the old private chat stage. I think.
In our Discord, where people can take snippets.
Oh yeah, we could Discord. We could like say horrible things about other people that we don't know.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Oh dear. Controversial chat. Oh, our viewership's gone down to 1. Oh no.
I think we're pretty open and honest.
I think we're very accepting, in my opinion. It's fine. It's fine. Right. Where's this gone? Let's just check this out. Nice. Okay. Oh, all right. Bear that in mind. It's gone very, very quiet, Dom. There we go.
It's gone very quiet.
Hypocrite.
I don't know who he's talking about, to be honest. He's talking about Black Library authors or.
Yeah, my second screen is because it was a white page. Pretty much, it does light my face up a little bit. Yeah. I need to get probably a brighter studio light up above me actually, just to sort of light the room up a little bit. It gets a bit grainy.
Oh. I've gone for mood lighting.
And the mood is. Oh, Dom's actually lost his audio.
Hello?
That's better.
I've walked away from the mic. The mic's up here. Right, so. It's a classic. It's going to be. So, John, I might have to put a tiny bit of filler into this one. But I do think in the long run, it's definitely going to be a good one. So, are you ready?
Oh, no.
It is a second edition codex. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get my second edition codexes done first. I call it the Good Times second edition. So that is my next codex review.
And also we're doing. We hope we can do Death Watch. Are we still, Dom, this week for the Friday Faction Focus? As long as Thursday's alright.
As Tom said, we had to put a bit of a hold on last week. So we are doing it this week.
And just a pre-warning, that is probably likely to happen at some point again, because my on-call weeks can suddenly take nasty turns where I just don't have the time to actually do anything, because I constantly get phone calls. So
Yeah, we've had to scrap battle reports in the past, haven't we, Tom?
Well,
Where,
first time we actually, this wasn't technically our first game of ninth yesterday, was it? We actually had a game we were going to record when
yeah, we had.
when we managed to get all the stuff sort of together, and I literally then we got about just as the first dice roll went down, it was like hello, ring ring, and then it went on for about an hour, and I was like, I don't, there's no point. So if I'm telling you honest, I don't think I will film games during an on-call week anymore. Actually, Dom, I must admit, I think we'll just accept that.
Yeah. Well, now the studio, my studio is up and running. I'll be able to film battle reports up here as well, so we should have a constant flow of battle reports coming in.
Hopefully.
Yes.
I said I'm going to get another few games in with Vicky. Hopefully. Have you tried turning it on and off again? I mean, that is one of my go-to staples for support, Sam. I will admit. However, there are sometimes some more complex issues. Like they can't find the power button, for instance, so this becomes a problem. So, and I think I don't know if Daryl's still here, but I'm hoping to have Daryl down as well at some point to have a game. And obviously Gavin's going to. We might record the game at the weekend. We're not sure yet. I'm going to see how we, because obviously it's Gavin's first game as well, so I didn't want to put too much pressure on.
So yeah, we've got games in the pipeline, so it should be.
Yes, there's Daryl, Blood Angels.
And also keep in mind, guys, that we are as we are filming people, we are taking into mind social distancing and being conscious of that.
I mean, let's put it this way: I stepped outside the room most of the time while Dom was doing a lot of the filming yesterday, because it was quite cool in the garden and quite warm in his studio. It wasn't necessarily just.
Yeah. I can do.
It's where I suddenly fade out and there's no one sitting in this chair and it's like a green screen.
If anyone wants to see that, I can do that indeed.
I won't be Dom. Just as a disclaimer, I will not be editing that video. All right. Because there's no amount of subtitling or titles that can help that.
Doesn't need editing, mate. Perfection doesn't need editing. The longest 36.
Fine. Right. Well, I think I'm about done for tonight. Yeah. So on that note, if anyone wants to see us film Dominic playing with himself,
some people would.
I mean. The worm spitter. I can find someone to film this for him, although he does have plenty of studio equipment to do it himself. I mean, that table on the back there's probably about the right size once cleared of some terrain, unless you want the terrain on there. I mean, people might like that, so we'll leave it there.
That's my man, Sam.
I'm sure someone would buy it. I bet you someone bloody well would.
Tom's mum starters.
Oh, okay. I see we've gone down the mom route very well. I mean, as long as I get my cut. Mum, I'm sorry if you're watching this.
I'm not.
Although what Dom might not realise is that she has actually watched these before.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
She's told me.
Oh, good. So I don't want. Actually, before we go, I'll tell you, she was quite funny actually because she was quite sweet in that way because she was like, "Oh, you're on TV." She thinks I'm like a TV star. She doesn't quite understand how YouTube works. Really, it's quite amusing. She just saw me on there and thought, "Oh, you're doing TV shows now." I'm like, no, it's fine. It's just us recording stuff together as friends. It's together, me and Dom. Are you waving to her?
We can do that as well, guys.
Okay, that is definitely it now. All right, so this has been Tom and him
Tom
from Black Toe Studios. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, if you like what you see, please give us a like and a subscribe, and we will hopefully see you on the next one. So take care, everyone, and good night.